In the heart of the city, where dreams come alive, B-Up's on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in the sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. There's love in the air for the game and the grind, for the players who hustle, leaving it all behind. Through the sweat and the tears, the blood and the fight, B-Wop tells the stories under the bright lights. In the silence of the night, when the crowd fades away.
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great? Which way am I going?
What's coming? You on the way?
What's going on, family? How y'all doing out there? Hey, it's Thursday night. It's Thursday night. It's Thursday night. It's time to rock. Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts, out of the state of Georgia. Along with, my sidekick tonight. That's Greg Said It. Also, state of Georgia. JR Boxing is off tonight. Has some things to do with his family. We hope he's doing great. And we are thinking about him as he is away, rather. Hey, but anyway, it's Thursday night. Once again, we got a good show. I promise you, I got a good show with you. The original one who started this thing off with me, been right here. Greg Said It. We gonna make you laugh tonight, and you always know we gonna give you the truth, whether you like it or not. It's back to the original plan tonight. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and drink my tea, and we're gonna talk about this thing. Well, what are you gonna talk about, B-Watt? Tonight, I'm gonna talk about the owner of the Cleveland Browns wants to rebuild the Cleveland Browns franchise organization around Sheduer Sanders. Well, why you say that, B-Watt? He the one who wanted him drafted. He's seeing the reaction right now around Shedeur. He watching Shedeur every move he make. You remember that song by the white boy? I got that group name. Every move you make. Yeah, they watching Shedeur. And Shedeur is handling it like a champ. You hear me? Yeah, he handling it like a champ. So once again, as you come in, hit that like button. The only thing I ask you to do is hit the like button. Before I move on, I want to thank some membership that joined last night when I went off. That boy, Ken Hatt, Valerie Cleveland, CU Buff Dynasty, Benzo, Robert Washington. Thank y'all for being a member and joining the membership. I appreciate it. I'm almost going to reach my goal. I'm trying to get 100 members before the first game. I'm at 39, so I'm 61 people away for joining the membership. So if you like to support the broadcast, join the membership. Appreciate everything that you do. I really do. All right. Let's get into it. Like I say, rebuilding with Shedeur, part 1. Part 2, can the Cleveland Browns handle what's come with Shedeur? Third topic, which quarterback is out? Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, or Deshaun Watson? Last topic, but not least, I wonder what the New Orleans Saints is thinking about right now when they could have had Sheduer Sanders. We're going to talk about it now. Let me bring up my dog from the state of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Put it up in the air for Greg. Said it. Ha ha. What's going on, dog? Got Greg Said It in the house. Put it down in the chat. Show Greg Said It some love. Put his name down in the chat, y'all. Oh, we finna go back to the old time where we're gonna laugh. We're gonna do some scuba da booba da whoop da whoop da wop. Travis Hunter is where? Greg, what's up, man?
What's going on? I thought you was bringing out sex with chocolate, man.
Take the chocolate. You crazy. No, not tonight, man. Not tonight. I gotta say hello to the chat, and then we gonna get it started. All right. Yeah. All right, y'all. I gotta say hello to the chat. Want to say what's up, Michael Lohawk, son of Yahweh, Kenny Wilson. I love CC, my girl, Robert Washington. Man, I appreciate you for joining the membership, bro. X in the cut. Miss Crystal Wise Williams, thank you for being a member. Allen, thank you for being a member. Robert Washington, I love CC. Val C, thank you for being a member. Benzo, appreciate you for being that member, big dog. Miss Selma Johnson, what's going on, dog? Superior Trucking 30, what's up? How you doing, Miss Sabrina Walter? How you doing? Appreciate y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all tonight. Elijah Watson, appreciate you being a member. Miss E. Willer, God bless you, and thank you for being a member. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think I got everybody. I believe I did. Miss Me, what's going on? How you feeling? Y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Great.
So we got three colors, and we got black, green, and blue. What's your color scheme going on?
Huh?
Black, blue, and green colors. What is that?
Don't know one different membership.
So there's just all membership levels?
No. I got a $5, $10, $20, $100.
$100.
Yeah.
All right. I know they show the StreamYard colors.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, StreamYard, yesterday I removed my debit card from their account because they overcharged me twice. They hit me for $88 for 2 months. I told them in an email, I ain't signed up for that. They're going to try to make like somebody, did something wrong with my account. I said, yeah, your people. I said, first of all, we started off, I think me and you both started off with the $24 plan. But in October, it went up to $44, and they ain't even tell nobody. I don't know if they told you. They didn't tell me. So, and then 2 months
or something, but it is keep going up, right?
Yeah, it's still going up. So I said, oh, no, I ain't gonna do that. Y'all need to reimburse me. So they reimbursed me, I think, but last night. And then I put my new card back on there. I said, I ain't going for that. I ain't tell them to raise my price on that. $88 every
grandfather you in. Like, if they're gonna do that kind of stuff, they really should give you the price, and you want to take it out on new people, then take it out on them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they gonna find me a prize. I ain't, man. $88 a month, nah, bro. My cell phone bill ain't that much. You know, I ain't even do that. You know, I do the 44. I had a problem with that. You know, I want to do the 24 because I don't do all that much on here. You know, I just get on here and talk, use it for streaming. But anyway, they got my message. And so they fixed me back this morning. I said, no, I ain't going for that. You got to send me my money back. But anyway, Big Dog, check this out. Building with Shedeur. If there's a good thing that the Cleveland Browns build a organization around Shedeur, who I think is a franchise quarterback. When I look at Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Sheduer Sanders is the future. And to me personally, I know a lot of people want them to wait 5 or 6 games. I want them out there right away. Let me get your assessment and talk to the people and let them know where you stand, Big Dog.
Man, I think time will tell at the end of the day with these Browns. You know, they show they behind. Then it's kind of like dealing with a shady person. You know, they stab me in the back, then they take you out for dinner. It's like, how do you know? You know, it's like P. Diddy or somebody. You know, it's like, you know, he give you flowers, then he beat you over the head, then he sweet talk you. And I don't know how I feel about the Browns, really, because, you know, we seen how they really, really valued Shedeur. They had a chance. Okay, they can say they didn't want to get him in the first round, whatever. You know, but at the end of the day, they had a chance to get him. And to add insult to injury, they went and put another quarterback in his same class ahead of him. So they think it's sweet. They put him all over the posters. The NFL put him all over everything. And it's really disrespectful because they're not giving Gabriel the same respect. So it's like you want to use his likelihood, but you want to, you know, don't pay him. And I ain't never really respected the NFL, really. I never really thought a lot of the NFL from a standpoint that, you know, being rigged and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, this NFL has shown me a new side of themselves with the whole not want to pay folks, but then want to use them. And a lot of these Colorado players fall in that. So it's not just Shedeur. But I don't really respect the fact that you didn't want to pay the man. How you using him? You using him like your number one quarterback. You got all these people talking about him. You put him on your page, and we know good and doggone well no 5th round draft pick has ever got any respect because they barely respect you to make the team, especially as a quarterback. You know, it's just and you don't pick a 5th round quarterback when you already got 4 quarterbacks. Ask the Saints. You know, if anybody should have been picking 2 quarterbacks in the draft, it should have been them. I mean, I know Watson is hurt, but I mean, you got Watson, then you went and got Flacco. You went and got 2 more quarterbacks on top of Watson, then drafted 2 quarterbacks and called it competition. Why you the only one did it? Nobody else took that strategy. The Steelers didn't take that strategy. The Raiders didn't take that strategy. The Saints, no other team that needed a quarterback was just drafting quarterbacks. So I don't really know what to say about the Browns. I don't really know.
But Greg,
I don't really know.
If the Browns didn't take him, who gonna take him? He went there for 5. They were gonna let him sit there, bro. Who was gonna take him?
I think
everybody had a chance. They had 5 chances. Cleveland reached out and said, "Hey, you got to give him credit on something." I'll tell you, who your favorite team in the NFL? The Atlanta Falcons didn't get him.
Well, they claim they didn't need a quarterback, but
I'm just saying.
But they could have took that strategy though. They could have took the strategy and called
everybody could have took it.
Right.
But he ain't Cleveland now though.
Yeah, I don't think that I got a weird thing. You know, I think one of them teams that Coach Brown said he didn't want his son to be at. I think that Cleveland was one of them.
Yeah, he came out and said that. I heard him say that.
So I think this was like, okay, we're gonna show you. You really think that, bro? You ain't gonna go. Okay, we're gonna not let you go first round, and then you still gonna go where we told you to go. Where you say you weren't gonna go, and when you ain't gonna get paid for it, and we're gonna put you 5th string. It's like that. It's kind of like that kind of conspiracy to me. It's like
I predicted him to go to Cleveland, but I ain't think gonna be the 5th round. I thought we gonna be the 2nd pick because they had the 2nd pick. I think that's who need a quarterback. They need a quarterback.
Yeah, but wasn't that the team that you felt that he didn't want him to go to, right?
Yeah, they said they didn't want to go there. Yeah.
So if he didn't want to go there, he there, right?
They needed a quarterback. Who else gonna take him though, Greg?
What I'm saying is, who else took him but a team that already had 4 quarterbacks?
Okay. Tennessee needed a quarterback. They didn't take him.
So
They needed one. The Raiders needed one. New York Giants needed one. They didn't take him.
Right. But the thing is, you said you weren't going to this team. You're going to go to the team we tell you to on our terms. And we're going to give you the hardest situation to come up through. Even though he's better than them, this is the hardest situation. You got to go through at least 3 other quarterbacks to get there.
Okay, time out, Greg. I can't let you get that on. You say this gonna be the hardest situation that Sheduer got to go through. I can push back on that. This the easy, big dog. Look at the quarterbacks I'm calling now. Joe Flacco, 41. Kenny Pickett, man. Come on, 2 gloves. Come on, man. He done been around 2 different teams in 3 years, and you got Dylan Gator. You don't think this the easy? This the worst quarterback room in the NFL. And if Sheduer can't beat these guys out, come on, bro.
But that's for starters, because you got to think about this. Pickett is a true backup quarterback. He's not a starter. So he, if you're not going to be the starter, he's already his career is going to be a backup quarterback. He's going to be a backup quarterback. That's his career.
Gotcha.
Just like Chase Daniels and all these other guys. So at the end of the day, when you look at it, if it's gonna be a battle for him, this is one that he didn't have to be in. Because he had went to the Saints, he wouldn't have to go through 3 quarterbacks. He just would have had to beat one, really.
Saints didn't want.
Okay. I don't think it's a matter of them won't. I think that if all these teams colluded, or whatever you want to call it, to not pick him, but the one team who you said you ain't going there, okay, we're gonna all play, and then we're gonna if everybody's whole feeling was they trying to put him in his place, what better way to put him in his place than to send him to a team that didn't necessarily that you didn't want to go to?
But didn't nobody say that? Ain't nobody saying that. I ain't heard no. I think it's the media and people on X saying that. What I'm hearing, what they saying they didn't have him high up on their chart.
Man, on their board. I heard they said take him off the board. This is one of the people high up. So it wasn't they didn't have him on there. They said take him off. So they were all in on it. It wasn't the media who did the picking in the draft. It was the owners.
The owners, yeah.
I think they let Cleveland get him because that's who they wanted to get him, and it was part of the quote unquote humbling. Oh, you gonna go to the team you said you ain't going to. In the beginning, I ain't talking about later on. They kind of start saying, "Well, we'll go to Cleveland." I'm talking about in the beginning. He said certain teams he ain't going to, and you know why he said Cleveland, because Cleveland has always been considered a quarterback killer. Whether he was at the first round or 10th round, that's how people feel about Cleveland. So not only is you going to the team that's considered got some kind of quarterback curse on it, but we're gonna make you the 5th quarterback at that. And so it's not that he can't do it. If people got brains and ears to listen to it, I said that if you're gonna put him in a hard situation, this is the hardest one you could have put him in. Because ain't no other situation he would have been in. He had to be the 5th string quarterback. He wouldn't have been at the Raiders. He wouldn't have been at the Saints. He wouldn't have been at in Pittsburgh. Shoot, the closest thing he would have been 5th string at was in New York, and he wouldn't even been the 5th day. He would have been 3rd, behind Winston and your boy Russell Wilson. So it's really an insult, because the type of people he behind, you would respect if it was behind Russell Wilson. You say, yeah, Russell Wilson. It's almost like a slap in the face to be behind Pickett.
I don't think he's gonna be behind them, big dog. Me honest, I think one of them getting.
That's the situation he in out the gate. I'm not saying.
He died out the gate.
What other situation would he been in where he would have been the 5th quarterback? Forget being the 5th string, 5th quarterback. If you include Watson, who's still getting paid, by the way. So it's like, to me, it's all part of it. See, this is my mind, and you can come back months later, and that's what I do on my stuff. I like to look at the real picture. Everybody got the hype when I was talking about stuff during the season. Oh, but look what happened. Because you got to look at the big picture. If you're trying to humble somebody to the point where you turn the first round top 3 pick guy, somehow you figured out a way to maneuver and get enough people on the same page to push him all the way to the 5th round. It ain't stopping there. So they don't orchestrate this whole thing, really. So now, okay, you 5th round. Now you go behind you the 5th pick. You the 5th quarterback. And it's an upstream battle because things got to happen. People got to get injured. Maybe some trades if they're willing to do that, just to get him up to pretty much the 3rd string quarterback because he's still behind Gabriel. And they're going to treat it that way because they drafted him behind Gabriel. It's going to take time. And versus if he had went into a situation where he was already the 2nd or 3rd quarterback, it wouldn't have took as much time. And a lot less stuff would have to happen if he was the number 2 quarterback or even number 3. Well, he's number 5, number 4. So that's what I'm saying. Like the situation they put him in, it has nothing to do with what he could be, should be, would be. It has to do with it's all part of the whole humbling process. So let's see how he gonna respond. We're gonna give him number 12. Let's see he gonna whine about. It's like they poking at him. You know what I'm saying? They trying to agitate him at every press conference. They trying to see what he gonna say because they trying to catch him in the trap because that's what it's designed to do. I'm gonna put him in. Oh, where your daddy at now? Who gonna help you now? Your dad, it's like that's the tone, that's the language they're using. It's provoking, and it's like, oh, he's not responding. Oh, he just doing that. He got good PR. This man been talking like this his whole career. I know how people like that do. They act like they want to appear neutral, but it's a lot of snakes around him. We seen them in Colorado where they be in the press room and Coach Prime had to set them straight. I know y'all in here ain't for us. Y'all go and make these articles and put these lies out behind our back. He got them in Cleveland. He got them. He got them all over the country. And right now they just sitting back because they feel like they're in a power position. To me, they feel like he already in a position that's not in his favor. So they ain't really saying much. He's not a threat right now until he go and mess around and about to get that starting position.
Oh, he gonna get that. He ain't gotta worry about that.
That's where you're gonna get to see the snakes come out. But right now, everybody hee ha ha is cute. He come from Ricky County. He the 5th quarterback, 4th quarterback, and it's like woo woo woo. It's funny. It's cute right now because he's not a threat. He's not a threat to Falco right now.
That's Greg said it, y'all hear. That's his take, and only thing I can do is just respect his take. But like I say, to me personally, he's in a perfect situation to be I think he's gonna be the starter of game 1. That's just me. That's in my opinion. I don't see Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel no threat to Sheduer Sanders for his quarterback. Now how they start out, I don't know. How they gonna start out? What plays they gonna be in rep? I don't know. But game 1, I just can't see that. But another question I want to ask. You don't hit it on a little bit. How will the Cleveland Browns handle what comes with Shedeur if he's not the starter? What I mean by the CU aunties, the crowd around them, the attention that they gonna bring on Cleveland head, something they're not used to. You hit on a little bit of it.
Think about it. The only thing I agree with the owner is the fact that he gonna milk this thing. So he getting a lot of publicity. He building a new stadium. Everybody, people watching him buying stuff. He getting more publicity than he ever got in his life. So he gonna ride this thing. He not necessarily worried about what's gonna happen 3-4 months. He just happy right now. That's what I'm saying. This is just a right now situation. Even the press right now. You in a situation where you find it where you benefit from the hype that he's bringing. You put him on the front of your websites and all that, as if he is the guy when he's not technically the guy. It looked like he the guy, but he's not. So you milking this thing. You say, I'm gonna ride this thing. But naturally, if he doesn't start, that's natural for a rookie. You can say, well, Flacco, he is a veteran, or Pickett is a veteran. It makes sense. I don't think that people gonna nut up unless they go out there and go 0-3, 0-4 and stinking it up. And they're gonna be like, put Shedeur in. The problem is, where's Shedeur on the depth chart at that point? If he was the next guy up, that would be one thing. But he next 2-3 guys down, you really putting the next guy in. So you wouldn't see a guy like a Shedeur if you're on the roster to about 6-7 games in, if everybody else just nut up and get hurt.
So you think all 5 quarterbacks gonna be on this roster by game 1?
Unless they do some trading, which they ain't showing no signs of right now.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I think they could,
Okay, let me follow up with this.
I don't see them doing it because.
Okay, let me ask you this. When you look at the quarterback, ain't no team. You just said ain't no team finna tote no 3 quarterbacks. And now they got 5. Which quarterback is on the way out? Either gonna be Flacco or Kenny Pickett. Which one? Or they gonna keep both?
That's a tough question because you really just brought both. You got to think about Pickett. You probably gonna keep him, but you probably gonna keep him. But he's a true backup. So why would you put him in a starter role? So
that's who I think they're gonna keep. I think they're gonna get rid of Joe Flacco. A lot of people think Flacco gonna be there.
It would make more sense to keep a Flacco because he's a starter. He's just old, and get rid of a Pickett.
That's the problem. Not to keep him.
Okay, I'm saying, it will make sense. He's a true starter. Pickett ain't proven nothing as a true starter, even though Flacco is old.
He's old.
It would make sense to get rid of Pickett, but it wouldn't make sense because you just got him.
Right. They gave up a 5th round draft pick for Pickett. But listen to these, what I looked up this morning and I talked about. Joe Flacco in 2024. Now, remember, Greg, it's 17 games in a season. This dude only lasted 8 games, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 2023, he was in Cleveland. Another 17-game season. He only played 5 games. New York Jets, 5 games in 2024. 2021, the New York Jets. He only lasted 2 games. 2020, I ain't even gonna go no further out there. He only played 5 games out of 16 games. What sense does it make to have him as quarterback 1 when you know he ain't gonna last that long? He gonna be 41 when the season starts.
Yeah, but they bought him though. It's not like he been here for 20 years. They bought him here, so they have some plans for him.
They brought Pickett in too.
They had plans for him.
They brought Pickett in first
because he's a backup.
I think he the backup for good. They ain't finna keep both.
Bring Pickett in, well, shoot, I still need a starter. Watson in here, so then you bring in Flacco. So that means that they brought their starter in.
I ain't thinking like that. I guess you. I get how you think.
Who was the starter? Huh? Who was going to be the starter?
But I understand back then when they made it, but now they don't went through the draft.
Yeah, but if
you talking about as of right now. That's what you talking about.
You felt Sheduer was that guy. Why draft him in the 5th round?
They said they didn't have him on his board. I got to go with what they said. Yeah, they said he wasn't on their board that high.
Because they all agreed to take him off.
Okay, we got to go with that. But he died now. Didn't no other team reach out.
But I'm saying, if you saying that Flacco is not the starter, if you say he not the starter, you say Pickett not the starter, and then you say, okay, they waited to the 5th round to pick their starter. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, I'm not worried about what happened. I'm beyond that. I give a damn about what happened. It's too bad now. It's over. Every 32 team had 5 rounds to grab Sheduer if they really want it. I'm worrying about the now. I just don't see no other quarterback on this roster better than Sheduer. I just don't. It don't matter what. It don't matter if you got him on fifth on the depth chart. I just think he's gonna beat these guys out. I'm sure that wasn't the plan when they first went into the draft. But hey, it's there now. He there now. New York Giants had a chance to get him. Tom Brady and the Raiders had a chance to get him. Baltimore had a chance to get him. Atlanta Falcons had a chance to get him, but they didn't. New Orleans Saints had a chance to get him. They didn't. No matter what the reason was, he there, Greg. And you can't sit here and tell me, Greg, that Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel is better than him.
But again, for the clowns who ears don't work, look here. The conversation ain't who better. The conversation ain't is he there or not. It's do you trust the Cleveland Browns? That's what we're talking about for the people brain who ain't all the way clicking. They ain't listening. It ain't about who better. He was better, and he wouldn't have been in the first. He should have been the first pick in the first place. So we ain't having that dumb.
You just can't sit there and blame Cleveland. You got other teams. If he was better, if Cleveland ain't the only team that was in this draft, big dog.
Exactly.
Okay, what you want him to do? Go to the UFL?
I ain't saying
play for the Rock.
What I want him to do. Clearly, they let him go to the team they wanted him to go to.
Who was that?
Everybody else stepped back and let Cleveland get him. That's what happened.
But you got to move past, Greg. I'm talking about the now. The now. What you mean? You don't trust Cleveland? They went out and drafted him. They didn't let him sit there. Cleveland didn't let him sit there, bro. They gave him a chance. It's just like you go out there and want a job. If you want to go and you need a job, you went to FedEx and try to get that job. They overlooked you, but the post office, they the one who took you. You gonna say they looked over you? Yeah, y'all couldn't get me until after I interviewed with y'all first.
Yeah, they both did though. It's not one or the other. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Cleveland.
Yeah, I understand how you feel about it. I mean,
Cleveland, just because they picked them in the 5th round, that don't mean they didn't overlook them all the other 4 rounds, including when they took the other quarterback in the 3rd round. So that's what they boil down to.
Hey, you tuned in to Sports Talk. We'll be watching. Got Greg said it on the mic. If y'all don't mind, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Okay, Greg, let's look at it this way. Big dog. All right. The schedule. I don't know if you look at that schedule. It don't matter who the quarterback is. I saw that schedule. Hey, I looked at that schedule.
I saw they look so bad because they got to play
I said it don't matter who the quarterback is. Great, I saw that schedule late last night, around by midnight. Boy, I said they play the Cincinnati Bengals off the jump. Then they traveled to Baltimore. Then I seen Kansas City, Buffalo. I said, boy, it don't matter who the quarterback is. They ain't winning but 3 games. Yeah. I said, man, dog.
Carolina.
The setup.
The toughest game. They go to the playoff every year, twice.
Yeah.
No wonder they want to win 3 games every year.
I said, man, man, that's a setup, bro.
So they got to don't they play the Steelers too?
Yeah. They play them twice. They play them twice.
Traditionally, the Steelers is a tough team to beat. I don't know what they're going to look like this year because they did the same dumb mess with the quarterback situation. But I'm saying
they still win, though.
Is the Ravens in there with them?
They play them twice.
The Ravens,
there you go right there.
The Steelers.
You tell me what it is. Okay. Let's look at it, Greg. The first game, they play the Bengals. The second game, they play the Baltimore Ravens. The third game, they play Green Bay Packers. Them boys, they good. Then they play the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Steelers, Miami, the Patriots, the Jets, Baltimore again, the Raiders, the 49ers. They play Cam Ward in Tennessee. They play the Bears. Then they end the last 3 games in their division with the Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's that bigger. 2 or 3 games, that's it, bro. It don't matter who the quarterback is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They in the wrong conference to be playing around.
Yeah, they can't be playing around, bro. Nah, I
Trying to figure out who
can't
gonna be
predict the future. Nah, I can't predict the future, but got this super chat, $5 super chat. Patrick Williams, I believe the owner knew he couldn't pay Shedeur, so he had to draft him at the cheapest price. What you think about that, Greg?
What the truth would be is it's 2 questions you have to ask. Either he didn't know he was gonna be there, like they say, or he knew he was gonna be there for the cheap.
I go with that.
I don't know which one would be, but for him to he is supposed to know that a top round QB supposed to be there, unless him and all the other owners said he gonna be there.
I mean, I don't know, Greg. You could be right. I don't know. I can't speak like that. I don't know. I ain't but 31, 32 of them. So
yeah, but it's too much conversation out there. They said everybody take their hand off, and then he can do it. You can do it, but everybody else can't. Even the dumb Saints, they got no quarterbacks. They even played along with it.
Yeah, that's my next question I'm gonna ask you. What you think about the Saints? They ain't got no quarterback now. But that record.
Yeah, if anybody should have took 2 quarterbacks, it should have been them, right?
I agree.
So they was already short because they don't trade quarterbacks and the quarterbacks got hurt. They was already short. Is they only had really 3 quarterbacks going in. So they couldn't afford for 1 quarterback to go hurt, which happened. Old boy retired. Cleveland got 5. You know what I'm saying? So they look smart in a sense because they gonna have a quarterback one way or another. Like you said, the schedule is jacked up. The schedule is jacked up. Either way, your defense got to be tight in that conference because the quarterback gonna tear your behind up.
Yeah, but man, oh man.
You see what I'm saying? Like he played the Bills on the once.
Huh?
They only played the
they
Bills
played what?
once. They played the Bengals
Yeah,
twice.
They played Bills on the back end.
Steelers twice.
They played the Bengals twice. They played the Baltimore Ravens twice. They played the Steelers twice.
And then they got some tough one-offs. They got Lions. That's a one-off.
Yeah, that's one-off.
49ers
one-off.
I don't know what the Titans going to look like. I don't know what the Patriots going to look like.
49ers.
I got some games they can get 4 wins out of just off of just, we don't know what the team's going to look like because the Raiders, you don't know what they're going to look like. The Bears, they can go either way. They can have a good game. But that the Lions going to be tough. The Jets probably going to be a game you can win. You probably going to beat the Patriots, the Jets, the Bears, just off of just what the team's been looking like. But the
Tennessee, I think they can beat Tennessee. I think they can beat Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. These are rebuilds. New quarterback.
Right.
So you off top, you see some games that they can win. They can win, but those are toss-ups because they rebuilding too. Because how much is the Browns bringing back?
I ain't been following them. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So the quarterback position not locked like the Ravens quarterback position locked, like the Packers quarterback position locked, the Bengals quarterback position locked. I think the Lions quarterback position is locked. Even the Bears quarterback position is locked. Now the Jets got a little toss up. I don't know what the Patriots got. Titans is new. So it's some winnable games just off the top. But I don't know what their defense look like. Because you better have a defense going against Lamar. You better have a defense going up there against them Bengals.
But everybody over there on LinkedIn telling me they got a good offensive line. They were speaking out to me. They said, no, Mr. Watts. Cleveland has a good offensive line. I said, okay. I mean, I don't know. The only person I know they got on defense is Myles Garrett.
That's what I'm saying. Their defense going to have to be good. Forget just talking about that line because of the type of offenses they're going against. I mean, you're looking at least 3-4 teams that we just named going to be in the playoff.
Yeah, Cincinnati, Baltimore,
Lions going to be back in the playoff.
Detroit, 49ers, Miami, Buffalo. Ooh, that thing brutal, man.
I don't know nothing about the doggone. I don't know nothing about the Browns. We spend a lot of time talking about the QB because that's an important position.
Right.
But because you can't have no instability at the quarterback. You don't want to go through 4 quarterbacks. We want to go through 4 quarterbacks to get to Shedeur, but the reality, if that happens, the season over already. If he got to wait, now if he come in starting, that's one thing. But if he got to wait his turn, that means that's a 6 or 7 game. They on lost almost all them games already.
That's why I said it's important for him to start, bro. If he the future, so they can find out what they got.
See him as the future. You see him as the future. We could
Yeah,
talk
to
about
me. That's what I'm saying. Me. Yeah, to me.
You think? Do you think that they see him as the future?
I don't know. I believe that owner do. This
I don't know.
The coach got to this last year on his contract. His job on the line.
Everybody's job on the line. The coach's job on the line.
I believe the owner wants you to do it. I just believe that. I could be wrong. That's just me. I believe that.
I hear people say that, and that's a good.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know the fact. We don't know the fact. Don't nobody know.
Yeah, I would assume because the way they were sitting in that room when he got drafted, like they was at the funeral. We can only assume that the owner wanted him because it didn't look like the coach did and the GM did.
But they look like that. I seen the video. They were looking like that off every player they picked. I seen the video. I don't show it.
So Gabriel, when they picked him, they did that
same way.
Well, that's a problem.
Same way. That ain't on all they picks.
But when you look at other people's rooms, so that's a problem with enthusiasm. We need to fire them right now. How you expect
they gonna
just get excited and you ain't excited?
I don't think they're gonna get rid of that GM.
Well, what will he keep his job for? Because he do some good draft picks. Well, I mean, what is he doing?
I don't know. He might be helping with the business on the outside. You know, he had to look at that too.
And they already in a tough conference. They got to win.
Boy, it's gonna be woo. I like their wide receiver. They got that one, that Judah, and I don't. Everybody said them 2 running backs gonna be pretty good. Be what?
If they got a good line, if they got a good line,
I heard they did. I don't know. They said it is. They told me they did.
Who are they?
The people over there that play in the NFL on my LinkedIn page, full on. Sterling Sharp, one of them. Sterling Sharp, Shannon Sharp, brother. He said they got a good line.
Well, that's the only way that running game gonna work.
He said they have a good line, Mr. Watts. I said, okay. I said, all right.
Like I said, I'm more concerned about what that defense is gonna do more than the offensive line. Because you really think about it, like, do we know what kind of linebackers they got?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of secondary? I know you got this, like, what is it, Newsom? Like, I mean,
Newsom. Now he's pretty good. I heard he's pretty good. They told him over there by him too, on LinkedIn by him too. They say he's good.
Right.
Newsom and Myles Garrett. Them only 2 I done heard on the defense.
They're gonna need a legit defense if they're gonna compete. If the offense is decent and they got the right quarterback behind them, they're gonna need a legit defense because you look at this. All right, we just named Flacco, Pickett. Right now, let's look at the other team quarterbacks you playing against. Is these quarterbacks better or worse than the quarterback?
I just told you that the worst offensive quarterback in the league history. They couldn't start on nobody else's team. Matter of fact, they couldn't bag up nobody on other team.
Okay, so we saying that they brought in 2 backups. You brought in one that's a current backup, one old enough to be a backup, and then you went and got 2 young quarterbacks.
They had to know. They had the number 2 pick in the draft. They had to know they were going to try to get a quarterback. And
what they went and did?
They traded it off.
No, I'm saying, but even their first pick was what, a D tackle?
Yeah, that dude from Michigan.
Right. So they already was a D tackle, not a quarterback. That's what.
But they picked up a first-round draft pick for next year, so they got 2 first-round draft picks.
Quarterback next year. See, usually when a team serious about a quarterback, that it's gonna show their priority in their pick. When you go pick a D lineman first, you basically saying we good at quarterback. Did the
Mason
Titans?
Brown.
Did the Titans? What they first pick? They did. They went and got Cam Ward. They ain't go get an edge rusher.
Now they know they needed a quarterback.
Everybody who went and got their first round pick was a tackle and a deep tackle. They was the teams that said they didn't need no quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you showing. You making the same picks everybody else in the room got who don't need a quarterback. You get D tackles and old tackles and all that kind of crap. That's what everybody else was doing who already got a quarterback. So when you go do that, you already saying right now, my priority is not a quarterback. I get one if it's available. Like, it's available. Let me get it. But you're not showing that you. So they're almost saying that whatever they had in their room prior to that draft, they had already assumed that was going to be their starter. That's what I assume from how they went about it. So that's why I'm saying that they're throwing mixed signals. If that makes sense.
I can go with that.
They throwing mixed signals. So for somebody to say they feel like this and that, like I'm looking at them like I can go
for that at first, but now Sheduer there. Oh, it Sheduer all the way. We got a shot. I got hope. They should have hope with Sheduer there. He just better than anybody in that room. Yeah, I'm gonna hang my hat on that. I'm gonna stick my pole in the ground on that. Sheduer can help them defeat some of them teams.
Yeah,
at least give them a chance on that schedule right there. That mean I'm with you, Shedeur. I'm with you, Coach Prime. Let's do it.
And then you know what else I wonder? Like
What's
I
that?
wonder also like what's their plans for Watson?
The owner, he already done said that was the worst sign he ever did in his franchise. They just messed that up. He came out and said that. Where you go, Greg?
Right. But I'm saying you got that man here on your roster, tied up with all that money. It's gonna be hard to sell him because he's coming from an injury. He older. What do you do with that dude at this point? He's still on your roster. You still paying him.
Yeah.
He's technically the 5th quarterback, and he gonna be back next year, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they want him in the building, bro.
He in there.
I don't think they ain't that facility.
He in there.
Rehab somewhere.
He in the meetings. They just ain't showing him.
I don't know about that, dog.
I already don't heard the inside of people talk about it. He in the meetings.
I ain't heard.
He is on campus. He's on campus. He's there. He just ain't going to practice. So you got that money like that. You can't get nothing out of him. You can't trade him and be like somebody. Oh yeah.
He got an ACL test. Well, how he gonna play? He got an ACL test.
Well, I'm saying he gonna be out this season. But I'm saying the next go around for all that. You got 2 young quarterbacks.
They got him at a cheaper rate.
You would assume that both of them guys gonna be there because they're young, right? Unless you trade them. Okay, one of the Falco got to go. You still got
one of them got to go.
You still got a 4 quarterback room when Watson come back. And what do you do?
Man, that owner is a billionaire. He can cut. He can tell man, that gone. You going get that money and go.
Yeah, he can, but that'll be done.
He can do that.
That'll be done. I
mean, what are you gonna do with him?
Another team that's making him back up like Flacco, but with that tab, that's a big tab.
They don't did it. You can't take it away. They don't done it. You can't go back. They don't guarantee it.
Yeah.
That's why they got to use Sheduer as a low-paying quarterback and ride it out.
You know,
3 or 4 years before you get your second contract.
You know what you really seen?
What that?
They screw either way. Because when it's time to pay Sheduer, you ain't gonna be able to pay him. If he's there these next 3 years,
right,
and he just become the man, like you say, they screwed because one, you already a small market, so he gonna want that money because y'all don't took away his money now. He really gonna want it that next payday,
right?
He ain't gonna be no come, especially if he balling. You ain't gonna be able to do it, Cleveland, on your best day. So it's like he gonna get his get back one way or another, whether it's years from now or next year or next month. He gonna get his payback on. So Cleveland got the first laugh. I don't, I'm all for this old storyline, but it's just y'all. It's something real sinister about him. There's something real sinister about it, and I ain't quite can't put my finger on it, but. Don't come creeping and crawling back around here a few months later. Something arise out of this store, and people act like they was all in agreement. They talking all this yang, making these comments because something gonna come out of this store. Because I don't think they as innocent as they show.
Who ain't innocent?
I don't think they innocent. I don't think they innocent at all. They gave him a shot. Okay.
I mean, who else gonna pick him? Who went 5 rounds? Your team didn't get it. Shoot your owner down. Shoot your team down. Whoever you shoot your owner down like you do in Cleveland. Shoot them down. Don't shoot Cleveland down. He down now.
Pow.
He said, "No, hell no. Don't pow. No, throw hell no. Throw that down. Hang a day at your team cause they passed on it. Not one time, but 4 rounds. But Cleveland was there to give him a hand.
They show they got one hand.
I ain't buying up.
Tornado, and I'm just gonna sit back.
That's what I say.
Don't say nothing.
I ain't gonna never set it down. That's your theory. I ain't got nothing to do with your theory. Nothing but what come out of nobody's mouth. Super chat here. What we got? Patrick Williams, $5 super chat. He said, "Come on, Greg. I know you like to stir the pot up, but the locker room matters, and no vets want to play with Deshaun Watson." Hey, check this out.
I want to play with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I agree with Pat on that. Don't nobody want
to. I ain't said nothing about nobody want to play with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I said that. I got tune in tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Oh, I'm doing a special show on that because I don't got the message and everything about what Myles Garrett had to say to Deshaun Watson. 10 o'clock tomorrow night. I got to go to church, so I can't do the 9. He said, "That's my quarterback, dog. Quarterback 1. We're going to talk about it tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern time." All right, Greg, let's talk about this. All right, we're at 52 minutes. Let me switch out Shedeur. Let's talk about this right quick. Which other Colorado player that got drafted you think is in a good situation? DeJounte, Jimmy, Shiloh, Cameron Samuel Craig. Which one of them?
You said who's in the best situation?
Yeah, who in the best situation to make the team?
The way they was talking about Jimmy the other day, they did a whole breakdown on him. I think all them boys is in a good position.
Right.
But the reason why, my theory, the Sheduer slide.
Yeah, I already know that.
The Sheduer slide, it made everybody a bargain. Because the truth is, if Sheduer had went where he supposed to went in the draft, LeJounte, Jimmy would have went where they supposed to. And Shiloh would have been more in the 5th round, if anything. Jimmy and them could have been earlier. But when Sheduer pushed back, you getting these guys in the 6th, 7th round and free agency, you get a bargain on them, just like you got on Sheduer. So everybody down there looking like pros. They train for this, situation. They practice hard. They got skills. They got tape. And you got a 3rd and 4th round pick for at the 7th round. So, at the end of the day, all them boys is bringing value to their team. They loving Jimmy and Carolina. They loving him. They loving LeJounte. They loving Shiloh.
Shiloh out there doing that thing, boy.
Shiloh, like he's some kind of like he was drafted.
They said the head coach said he already calling out plays. Say he can hear him way down at the other end. Say he like that about Shiloh.
But see, Shiloh is a vet. Shiloh could have been a free agent out of Jackson State if they want to play that game.
True, I go on that.
He could have went as a free agent because that's all they was giving the HBCU boys anyway. They wasn't drafting them; they was stealing them. And as a free agent, Shiloh could have did what he did 2 years ago, but he went with his dad. He wanted to do it at the next level. He wanted to support his team, his brother, and they still played. They played Shedeur with the 5th round pick. They would have gave him out of Jackson State because that's what they were gonna give him then. They was gonna say, "Oh, you ain't proving yourself." So it's like all of the picks that they did get, they really saying, "Hey, these last 2 years don't count. These last 2 years don't count." At the end of the day, that's how they treating it. But they all, at the end of the day, from what we've been watching, have been top players. Shiloh was, I mean, he led when he was in Pac-12 that year. Didn't he like lead in the conference? And I know he led the team in tackles.
I know he led the team in tackles.
He was one of the top guys in the conference that first year. But he took a lot of heat the same way Shedeur took a lot of heat. They watered everything Shiloh did down. They watered everything. He had a really strong first year at Colorado, but they water it down. Oh, it's not. Nothing was good enough for what he did. So we've never really even seen even value Shiloh for what he was because it was nepotism talk. Coach Prime this. And you spend so much time deflecting and talking about crap that don't even mean nothing. But at the same time, you ain't looking at his stats. We didn't even hear Sheduer stats really until they retired his jersey. It went on 5 minutes talking about all the records he broke. We don't get a chance to hear about that because the media don't talk about that.
Right.
They talk about a whole bunch of crap that don't even exist. They talk about his chains and they try to talk about thug stuff and boy ain't even a thug. They stretch the truth. So a lot of the things that these boys accomplished, we don't really even talk about. Unfortunately, we don't talk about Jimmy Horn, but it looked like they are in Carolina. They did a whole put down on him. So as long as they value him, we good. All of them in a good situation to me. Now, Selman Craig, I haven't seen any footage or anything on him.
I haven't either. I haven't seen that.
We know he getting it done though. We know he ain't out there looking like a fool. We know he know how to study. We know he know his position. We know he a hard worker. And the same thing with BJ Green. I don't think it's too many guys can block BJ Green off that edge. That's the way he was snatching and run over our lineman.
Right.
So as long as they get a shot, they good.
Right. What you think what happened to Will Shepherd, man? How you feel physically? What you think happened that?
I don't know what that means. It got to be something else going on. I'm surprised.
High blood pressure, something like that, or he never was injured. What about high blood pressure or something like that? Oh, somebody told me on LinkedIn might have high blood pressure problem and they need to get it under control because he wasn't injured or hurt.
But my thing is they did all that. Well, I guess he didn't go to the combine. I would think they did it at the Big 12. I would think he came and checked them out at Colorado when they did pro day. They do all the medicals there. Like I'm trying to see how this stuff ain't come up because Colorado do a good job of clearing you before you go on the field. So let's get high blood pressure if that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question, big dog. Lawrence, 499 super chat. B Watts, Greg, what are your thoughts on Mike Tomlin? I feel like he wasn't being a snake, but following the company line. No CB merch. Should do the. What you think about Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh? He's a head coach. To me, he ain't got no say-so about who they pick. The general manager and owner decides that. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe Greg got a take on that.
He ain't no different. He ain't do no different than what Tom Brady did. Now, here you go. Tom Brady been letting Shedeur wear his clothes, NIL, acting like he the mentor. And imagine your mentor sit back and don't draft you. You will tell me it's no collusion.
I'm trying to tell you about Cleveland.
No collusion. The only people who was allowed to touch him was the one that touched him. Y'all, you trying to give him credit. I'm telling you, that's the one who they said you can touch him, but nobody else. And we're going to let you touch him because he said he ain't going there. So we're going to show him you're going to go exactly where you said you ain't going. Let's think about it.
I can't go with that because I said he was going there.
Well, you try to play prophetic, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's what you trying to do. You need to throw that ball, pow, pow, at your own team. Let a Falcon, pow, 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 pow.
Well, that's what you want to say. You been trying to say that all day. You an undercover Falcon.
I can't wait.
Your team. You've been wanting to say the Falcons all day.
Oh, hey, we got Greg said it right here on Sports Talk. We'll be watched
I
tonight.
know the Falcons don't hurt your heart over the years.
Hey man, I can't stand the Falcons, bro. I can't stand them. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I can't stand them. I don't like how they did my boy Michael Vick, big dog. I just don't realize how they went down. Appreciate it, Lawrence, for the super chat. I see that Rolex. You cover your eyes, but you show your Rolex, Lawrence. You cover your eyes, Lawrence, but you show your Rolex. A Deion Sanders move, a prime time move. Salute, my brother. Salute. Yeah. Now, where you go? Show your face, Greg. No, don't go.
Hey, I see what you trying to do. Look here. I see what you. I know what you really want. I ain't gonna even take that bait because I know what you want to do.
Greg, I got one more question. I gotta let you go. Check this out. I said I'm gonna do an hour. Check this out, Greg. When you look at Colorado, right? They recruiting. They just got another tight end, like you said. They got 5 tight ends. I mean, they some big boys. They might have 6. I don't know if you've seen it or not. What you think about the tight end room now?
You talking about with the new guy, the new 4-star?
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole room. You said they need another tight end. They got one. Yeah, here you go right here. Check this out right here. Here they go right here. Posted by DNVR, my dog right there. Scott Problem. They got 6'4", 220, 6'3", 265, 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'6". What you think about that tight end room Colorado got there? I know you ain't seen them playing. We ain't seen them playing, but they adding size.
I think it's good. I mean, with the type of quarterback you have, because it just makes him more of a threat. Because you got a tight end drifting down the field. You watching that quarterback. That linebacker get caught watching the quarterback. That tight end will go right behind him. So it takes a lot of the heat off that quarterback. So I think that, I mean, it fits the style of the offense you got right now. You got a more balance. You got the running backs who can catch out the backfield. You got tight end, and you got a quarterback who can run the ball. So I think that's the perfect thing for this room. I just wonder why they didn't do that for Sheduer. I think that would have helped Sheduer a lot. That's my only thing.
Sure.
Having tight ends that are athletic.
He did good that first year with Michael Harris, that tight end. Sheduer was lighting them up.
And I wish they had kept him. Just put him in and make him eat and put some weight on. But I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, you got to have a tight end. Everybody else do. You looking at Utah. You looking at Kansas State. Everybody in Big 12 got these big old tight ends that just, Cincinnati, they get Texas Tech, they give you a hard time. So that's a big part of the game that they was missing. That's what I feel like. And I felt like that really last year.
Right. Hey, Ken Hack, appreciate you for joining the membership last night, big dog. Appreciate it. What you think about why block bully haven't gotten a chance besides sliding the Sheduer slide? You think his size? Somebody said off the field. Why he been blocked out for getting a free agent, undrafted free agent chance?
You knew he had an uphill battle when he came. That's why Coach Prime was trying to sell him. He already knew what the talk was and the mindset. Well, that's why he always kept saying, I know he's not, but you give him a shot. I know he's not that tall, but it's a dog. True. So most of it was going to come off of his word. Because the boy already showed what he can do down in Texas. I mean, with Houston against the Texas and, he already showed what he can do. So it wasn't a question of can he perform. So if you caught up on his size, that's on you. But I think the only thing that he was going to be able to leverage was Coach Prime. And you see what happened. They shot down all his credibility. So I think that if anything was going to be able to get him in the camp, it was going to be that.
Right. Yeah, I hate that he just didn't get a shot though, Bob. But like you say, he was fighting an uphill battle because every press conference, when they asked about block bully, Coach Prime was trying to fight that battle for him, put that word out there for him. And
they won.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He tried to tell you. Yeah.
He knew what they were saying. That's what get me about the whole Sheduer situation. I think the guy who what's his name? Bubby, the one that run around with him and be with Travis and be with him. He kind of said something when he was on them Cleveland shows. He said he made the comment. He said they knew some craziness was gonna go on in the draft. I just don't think they knew to what extent. And I think these folks do be hearing stuff. So I don't think it was totally silent. I just think it was like last minute. Yeah, Boogie. So
Yeah,
I think they did see some stuff coming at the last minute, like
right.
not like a month in ahead, weeks in ahead when they thought they was in a good position, but somehow right before I think they started hearing some stuff, and I don't know if they was in denial. What can you do about it at that point? But they knew something.
Ain't nothing you can do about it. Yeah,
they knew something was gonna happen. They just didn't know. So I think you're right. You said in a way like it can't be true, but I think at some point. I think the ultimate goal was to see that boy go as a free agent to prove a point. You know,
they were 2 rounds from it, big dog.
Yeah, so what that would have done to Jimmy LeJohntay, unless they're gonna say you're gonna take them in front of them. So it's like I think that was I think it was either you're gonna go here or you go nowhere. That was gonna be the message, and that's what it turned out to be. So that story is still playing out. No matter how we want to feel about that story, is still playing out, and we watching it. You know, we got our theory on it, but I'm only gonna go off of what you show me, not what I hope and wish, what I feel, because clearly that didn't happen. If we're gonna go off of that, the boy would have been in the first round. So why are we even playing that game? The hope and fish and wish is for the birds. We're playing a game of some people who they doing some dirty work. That was dirty work what we saw. So
it wasn't dirty work.
Dirty. I'm not going to all of a sudden act like you clean.
Oh yeah.
You show me you dirty. I know how dirty you can go. You went that dirty, and I'm like, look here. Okay, I see. I can sit here and act like my emotions and what I hope for is important. No. You can do some dirty stuff.
Yeah, it was some dirty work. It was that, you know. Once a person showed me the hands of dirty work, I ain't
and go and be the number one quarterback and happily ever after. And I'm like, you that kind of shy still. I don't know. You gonna just go away that easy. Something gonna have to happen outside of your control. It ain't all of a sudden you just so genuine and care about me. No, you the same people who looked over me. So it's gonna have to take
then. What do he supposed to do, Greg? It was 32 teams. You just can't say Cleveland. What do Sheduer supposed to do? Don't play his dream.
He's gonna take that. It's gonna take an act of God, man.
All right, big dog. But Cleveland building a $1.8 billion stadium. That gotta count for something.
Yeah, they doing it. That's why they got him on the front page.
They gotta count for something. Whether you want to be there or not.
You know what it's gonna count as?
What's that?
People like us who watching this thing, we gonna have to show how much power we really have. And we have to say, all right, y'all want to play that game, but we write the tickets. We buy the tickets, we write the checks. So either y'all gonna do right by them, or we're gonna make that thing be the worst investment. You thought Watson was the worst investment you had. You got the power to do that at that point, because you say, why he there? Okay, he there. Now it's up to us to make sure he stay there. And like, no, we ain't playing the games. Y'all got y'all laugh. He ha ha doing the draft. Okay, y'all let him in. Now we get the laugh.
I ain't just I'm be honest. Sheduer ain't playing. I ain't got to worry about me talking about it no more. Cleveland no more. Nah, I ain't going. Nah.
I think they can be the hero, or they can take the biggest hit. They gonna either be the hero of this story, or they gonna be the biggest victim of this story. They gonna look worse than the Saints if they play with this boy. Because even fans they got gonna turn on them. Not just the new fans gonna turn on. The old fans gonna turn on. You like, you better off with just keeping your old fans.
Oh man, they can't. If they turn on, that's it. It's over. That operation shut down.
What I said. So you think you finna get a new stadium? You gonna be back playing in the college stadium. You play around.
Yeah, if they turn on them, Greg,
you playing with fire at this point. You see what I'm saying? You think you finna go milk the cow and sell the milk. You know what I'm saying? You think you finna have a good time with his name and play with him? You better be sincere, because you playing with
Yeah.
fire.
Now I'm agree with you on that. They playing with fire. They do that now.
They already playing with fire, but they already playing with fire. You know why you already playing with fire? Because you took this guy as a 5th round pick, knowing you should have took him in the 1st round, and you trying to use him like he a 1st round pick. You already playing with fire. Because what kind of 5th round pick get the attention he getting? You making your 3rd round pick jealous right now. Am I wrong? He gonna
be a bag up in there.
Y'all treat him like the stepchild. So it's like you already playing with fire. You already playing with fire. If he's gonna be your guy, you shouldn't even brought that element in there and called it competition, because you got a guy now. His teammates throwing a Sheduer up, and he's sitting there trying to fit in.
That shit was funny as hell, man. I said, look at that clown over there. You trying to see, man? Yeah.
I'm here, guys. Hello. Me.
Hey, they out there throwing up to do it to players.
I'm the 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
Going tantrums in the locker room, slamming stuff.
Yeah, he know what's going on, bro.
Right there. Y'all don't see that?
The back line shift a little bit that way for me. Perfect. All right, looking right here, guys. Smile. And then it's all up to you guys if you want to do like a full one hit kind of any kind of pose y'all want. You guys feeling anything? There we go. You do, yeah. Our guy. Maybe in the back we could do like a top.
He's sucking on lemons.
Yeah. 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 That shit took me so bad, man. When I saw that, bro.
Like, how is that a good thing? You draft me 2 rounds before this guy. We play the same position, and y'all playing with my time. Like what is Big Worm in Friday? You playing with my emotions, Smokey. You playing with my emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing
with his emotions. What am I here for? The media, all they do is talk about it. My teammates throwing a Sheduer.
He can't win.
If I do get out on the field, I throw 1 interception, I'm the worst guy ever.
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. Get him out of here. Put Shedeur in. He ain't got no room for error.
No.
You think Flacco ain't got no room for error, and Pickett, the closest guy to him, bump out the way. That's called playing with fire. You didn't have to put nobody in that. Why did you do that? Why did you put him in that situation in the name of competition? Fool, you already got 3 other quarterbacks on the roster. You didn't need no competition with a guy 2 rounds before him. You ain't so it better be genuine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Y'all talk about well off ain't nothing but a reality show. You finna create a reality show right there in Cleveland. That's a reality show right there. They're gonna go to throwing drinks and everything, and it's finna be a reality show right there. You
that dog pound. That dog pound gonna go crazy, boy.
That man, if he sneezed wrong, then get him out of here. Where's Shedeur?
Yep.
He's a rookie just like Shedeur. He can't make no mistakes.
No.
And then he bump him out of the way. And then Pickett. Oh, Pickett really gonna be scared. He gonna be like, I'm next. Yeah. And then how do you perform in that environment? Like you said, the people gonna put pressure on all the people in front of Shedeur.
All of them.
So I hope it's worth it. I hope that little publicity stunt, because that's what I see it as until you show me otherwise. I hope your publicity stunt help you get your stadium. But your stadium gonna burn down if you play with Shedeur. Because you get these people's hopes up. They hopes are going up. Oh, yeah. You got Shedeur. He doing it. Oh, everybody, the baseball team, everybody. Oh, that's really your guy. But y'all took him in the 5th round, stupid. That's really your guy. Your whole city wants this guy. Why play like he's not the guy? Why? Oh, he's gonna have to earn what he can get. Is that not everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at y'all ain't listen to what the people saying. Oh, he have to prove he has to earn what he's getting. Nobody's going to be given anything. You throwing all these shots at somebody
Yeah, man.
What you get for not pushing Sheduer in.
Yeah. That schedule brutal, boy. Yeah. All right, man. Hey, we had a good time tonight with Sports Talk with B. Watts, along with Greg said, as usual, on Thursday night. Don't forget to tune in to Sports Talk with B. Watts tomorrow. I got 3 shows. 3 shows I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to start it off at 11 o'clock a.m. And I got another one at 5 p.m. Then I got to go to church. When I get out of church, I end up doing another one at 10 o'clock. But all 3 of them be just 30 minutes. Y'all tune in tomorrow. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, join the membership. And I appreciate everybody who already done joined. Greg, give us your last word and we out of here, big dog. And I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, Greg said we're going to be real over here. If you like it, you love it, it is what it is. Because, it's what it is. And we're going to have some good, we're going to get some membership going. We're going to get some, I'm going to throw a little extra live in there. Y'all be on the lookout. Just a little, it's going to be more like some conversation. We'll be able to have more conversation than just listen. So, make sure y'all subscribe. Greg said it, more to come. We watching these folks like a hawk. Because I'm telling you, you better watch them.
All right. Once again, as Greg said it, I want to thank him for, I think we've been rocking together for a year now. And he hadn't missed a show yet. And we appreciate Greg for joining in for the great show and great content. He's my brother from the state of Georgia. And we're going to keep rocking this thing. Like he said, go over there and check him out. If you haven't, he said he got some membership going on up. Go there and check him out and support him. All right. Once again, we thank y'all, and y'all have a good day. All right, Greg, have a good day, bro, and a good weekend.
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
Next bus coming, you on the way.
Who else wants some? They say my D-line didn't exist. Bullshit.